Hi, so this is basically a video of me making key lime pie. I don't really bake that often and I don't really have anything else to say anymore. So let's just get started. Here's what you need. So for the crust or base of the pie, you're basically gonna need 2 packets of marigold biscuits. Yeah, as I was saying, 2 packets of marigold biscuits. I've used Britannia here, but you can just use any brand that you find. And you're basically then just gonna have to go at it with a rolling pin or Valen for all you desi kids who probably have PTSD from them. And as you can see, I've left a couple of crumbs in the base because I like that kind of mouthfeel in my pie base thingy. Okay, the next step for your base is you're going to take some butter. I think that's the 100-gram small Amul pack. I know I'm using my hands, but I promise you I've washed them. And just melt that in the microwave for like 15-20 seconds. Alright, so that's the dish that I'm going to be baking the pie in. I'm going to go ahead and pour in the biscuit crumb base into that and sort of tap it and flatten it so that it settles at the bottom. I'm then going to add the melted butter into that, which is basically what forms the crust, and I'm going to want a wet sand kind of texture here. I'm using a fork because it's really hot and I didn't want to burn my fingers, but then as you can see I gave up on that idea and did end up using my hands, which is actually better for this purpose anyway. And I'm just going to pack it down really tight so that it like forms the crust, and then place that in the fridge to set. And now for the finger workout section of this recipe, unless you have that little contraption that makes it a lot easier to juice limes, which I did not, so I had to juice 3/4 of a cup of lime juice the hard way. And I've watched enough MasterChef to know that I need to keep my station clean at all times, so that's that. Now I did have one little contraption handy, which was an egg separator, which came to very good use here because I need to separate 5 egg yolks from the egg whites. Yes, that is yolk in the egg white, but honestly, if I didn't point it out, would you really have noticed? Didn't think so. And that's number 5. Okay, so now for the pie filling itself, you need your 5 egg yolks, the lime juice, and your condensed milk. Okay, they really need to do something about making that tin easier to open because that stuff's messy. Side note, you only need to pour 1.5 of those tins in, which I realized after I had poured 1.5 of those tins in, so. But I stopped myself, so good save. Okay, now the beating process for this pie takes a good while, and you start to see the mix getting lighter and lighter in shade, and also it'll get a lot thicker as you can see in the next couple of seconds. Yes, that does have raw egg in it, but I don't care about salmonella. Okay, it's finally time to assemble your pie and stick it in the oven for about 15 minutes. You should keep an eye on it in the last 2 or 3 minutes. It could need more, it could need less. It just depends on the exact kind of appliance that you're using. Right, so while your pie is baking, you're supposed to make the meringue topping using the egg whites from earlier. However, I could not film this particular part because it was honestly a very stressful time for me, and my first attempt actually flopped, so just figure this part out yourself. It's done! Well, I mean almost. You still have to decorate it, which honestly makes for some really satisfying content, so have fun. Actually, I just realized that those meringues are so unsymmetrically placed that... Okay, not gonna lie, that actually turned out pretty good. If you ask me, it's a good looking pie, I mean, you know, and I... Yeah, I mean, the layers look nice. I just can't wait to like
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get it.
Well, I hope this made you hungry at least. See you next time. Not really.